Hi there, welcome back. I'm here to talk to you now about our 2019 theme of the year. So this year our theme is Elevate and Empower. Just take that in for a second. So what is it about Elevate and Empower? So I've been sort of meditating on where we are as an organization and considering what it is that we need in order to take the next steps as we grow. And what I have found is that in my own personal journey, whenever I'm trying to build something on the outside world, in order to make the changes necessary in the physical world, I have to change on the inside. I have to grow. I have to let go of old thinking, old habits, old ways of being. There's that expression that whatever got you here won't get you there. And so I've been meditating on what is it that's so important that I need to bring into my life and into the organization to help Illume take its next bold step. First couple of years has been so much about, if you imagine, I want to imagine for a moment a ship, because that's what keeps coming up for me. So imagine that we've been building this grand ship, or like an ark, and we've been together building it and putting it together, and it's sort of now it's on the shore and there's water lapping against it, and we are doing our thing, and there's lots of people on the ship and doing things that are active on the ship. We want this ship to sail. We want this ship to be lifted up out of the water and carried. And in order to do that, we need to elevate ourselves. We need to elevate and empower. So we need to elevate our thinking, elevate our conversations, elevate our operations, elevate the way we work with patients, elevate our recruiting. We need to elevate. We need to take things and lift them up, add lightness, add intellect, add wisdom. And then we need to also empower. We need to empower ourselves. We need to see ourselves not as a victim, to see ourselves not as someone who can't, but someone who can. And with every challenge that we face with our team members, we need to empower them. We need to empower others to see their greatness, to breathe new life into whatever challenges they're seeing. So 2019 is about building leaders. Okay? So as we grow, we need to grow leadership, people who care about remarkable care, people who live and breathe the idea that doing the right thing, while sometimes harder, is worth it. People who believe that communicating directly and speaking one's truth and creating a culture of trust is worth it. It's hard, but it's worth it. So we're looking to build leaders, ambassadors of remarkable care. And so Elevate and Empower speaks to how we want to communicate, how we want to lead, how we want to approach every challenge that comes to us. So as an example, there's the idea that whatever challenge comes to you cannot be solved with the energy of the challenge or the problem. It requires new energy to solve the problem. Elevated energy, literally elevated, your personal energy elevated, and your thinking elevated. So how we approach the challenges that we face in the next year, I'm inviting us to really stay focused on the idea of first elevating the way we think about it, the way we feel about it, the way we interpret it. Take the problem and turn it into something else. Turn it into an opportunity to discover our own greatness. And then, how do we step into our power? How do we take action from that thinking? That empowerment is action, right? To be empowered is to be able to think, speak, and act in a way that feels where you are not a victim, where you are able. So approaching our challenges that way. What we ask of ourselves, right? To not be satisfied with old thinking and old doing, and what we ask of others, right? When challenges come up, we're going to elevate each other. We're going to empower each other. And it's also a choice on how to live, right? It's a way of thinking in your whole life. So I invite you to take a moment and think about your life for just a second. And I invite you to think about what is an area of your life that you struggle. Okay? Could be the area of finances. Could be an area of a relationship that's caused you struggle. It could be your physical health. It could be your weight. It could be that you have a smoking addiction of some kind. It could be that you have a creative impulse that you haven't nurtured or tended to, like to write a book or learn how to do paint or something. So think of something that isn't the way that you want it. And now, just take a moment and imagine that you can put it in a ball, like a round ball, right in front of you. And I want you to imagine that this situation is asking for your elevation, asking to be elevated. So ask yourself around the situation, what new thinking could you bring to this challenge? What thinking would help you approach this challenge with new life? What would be new thinking for this area of your life? So if it is your weight, for example, let's say I'm trying to lose 10 pounds and I am struggling with that, and my old thoughts are things like, I can never lose weight. I try and I fail. I hate the way my body is. So these are old thoughts. It's not elevated thinking. So now new thoughts could be thoughts like, I can do this. I have the ability to do this. I know that if I do this, it's going to bring joy to my life. I'm going to see myself as someone able to deal with this. So then empowerment becomes the next question. So what is an action you could take today? One action you could take today that would move you in the direction of your desire. One thing today. If it's with the weight loss thing, maybe it's to just decide to go for a walk and walk for 10 minutes. Maybe it's you decide to cook yourself a very healthy meal. Maybe it's that you decide there's something you're not going to do. Maybe you decide you're going to have a nice cup of tea after dinner and have tea instead of a chocolate bonbon or something. So allow yourself to see that just by taking a moment, you can elevate and empower. So that's what our focus is going to be for the year. We're going to talk about it in lots of different ways. It's going to show up in lots of different methods. And I hope that this method helps you in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, and at work. And I hope that it all helps us together form an amazing company that continues to grow and thrive and break even in 2019. So thanks so much, and go make the world a better place. Thanks.